Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the American Tier 10 Heavy tank, the T57 Heavy. Now if you haven't guessed by the title, as always, this is the video where I'll show the two games that got me to the third mark of excellence. And yeah, the T57 Heavy, it was a fun grind to be honest, because it's an absolute beast. So, in terms of the crew that I run on this tank, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Trap Mechanics, Snapshot, Run and Gun, and Armour Angling. I run Armour Angling because I'm in an autoloader. I like to reduce any damage I'm taking because it gives me more chance to drop a clip. The gun handling perks because the gun handling on the T57 Heavy isn't the best, and honestly since 6.0 having those gun perk crews and obviously running the gun stabilizer, the gun on this tank is actually really goddamn good now. And you very rarely... Okay. There we go, we penned one. As I say, you very rarely miss shots these days with it, because you used to always derp shots into the floor. Always. It was one of those tanks that really annoyed me. Because you had 0.35 accuracy, and it was kind of like, show it, please, because you just hit the floor all the time. But as I say, these days, no, that doesn't happen. And in terms of the equipment I run optics to help the view range. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. T57 Heavy, for just giving me your health. Anyway, I run optics, gun stabilizer, like I said then, and the powertrain. Now, I run the powertrain because the tank is a little bit sluggish, and it just needs that little bit of help to get that little bit quicker, basically, to be able to get to where it wants to be. And in terms of the gun, which is why you run the gun stabilizer. So in this game on Pilsen, we've had a nice start so far. We're up to 3k damage. Unfortunately, we took a big hit there from the E4. And by the way, this was before they did the big buff changes, so that's why we penned that E4's cupola with standard so easily. It's not a thing you can do anymore, unfortunately. And yeah, so we've taken this position on Pilsen, and we've managed to get enough damage for us to farm that T57 Heavy earlier on, which was great. The T30 as well. And we're just sat in a position waiting for someone to give us a shot. I'm just hoping that these guys will drive around the corner and give us a drive wheel. Because if they give us a drive wheel, that'd be delightful. Because then we can just track them and then deliver our whole clip into them. So, the E4 does it. I get one in, I get two in. We duck backwards and forwards, hopefully trying to dodge his aim. And that's what happens. He ended up hitting the building. We managed to drop our whole clip and we take one hit in return. And that was a shot from the CS63, which is nice. And we're up to 4.4k damage. Now, at the time when I was 3 marking this, which again was before the MOE changes as well, it was only about 4.5k to hold the mark. So we've done that so far. At the minute, we're probably holding. We need more to get any kind of decent movement. And we're now up to 5.4k, which means we're above what we need to hold the mark, and we're actually gaining movement now. Now, obviously, before they changed the MOEs, if I was to get 6k now, I'd probably be pushing 0.6, 0.7% rise, right? Now, with the change in the MOEs they've done, which is just really stupid, if I was to get 0.6, I mean, I've done it even in this tank, I've done 7.5k and only gone up 0.3. And it's like, what's the point? Because I'll do 4k and drop 0.5%. So for an average game for the T57 Heavy, you'll end up, well, I say for an average game, it's more than average game really, you end up dropping 0.5%, whereas, you know, these 7.5k games don't happen all the time. You're only gaining 0.3, 0.3.5, you know, which makes it not worth it. It kind of makes it annoying, to be honest. More frustrating than it already is. But back when I was doing this, we've actually got enough of what we need, and we're just loading the heat because we've only got one shell of AP left. We made the mistake of nearly reloading that one, and now we're going after the T110E4. Unfortunately, we end up bouncing one, and he just snapped the shot in and penned us, which means we're only on 390 hit points. And that means we're a one-shot for everything, which is, you know, not what we want. There's a TD through there, but we've only got, well, I say we've only got heat. We have only got heat left, which means we can't actually shoot through these doors to get him. So we've got to plough straight towards him and hope that we can get some shots into his side or something like that. Now, he's going across what looks like the open, so I'm hoping that possibly he's going to give us some side shots. He's lost a lot of health already, and in fact, he's actually behind cover, which means we don't quite get some shots at him. And there's just the artillery left who gets shut down by the Griller. But still, we're at 6.7k damage, which is very, very nice. And we've got the victory, which is good. So we finished with 5 kills, 6.6k damage, 1,110 blocks or whatever. Ace Tanker, high caliber, 1629 base XP. Really nice game for the T57 Heavy. And we're on to the second game. And this one, we're on Vineyards. And we've got the good spawn, really. And that's because we can go down the K line. Now, I say this is the good spawn. That's because there's a lot of things you can do from this spawn. I feel like going from their spawn, really, you've got the A line. And you've got that to push through. Other than that, you've not really got much choice in where you're going to go. Because otherwise, you're going to end up camping at H4. And if you go to the position on the about K45, you can end up doing what happens in this game. Which is just get spotted, get wrecked. Pretty much what happens on Vineyards from that spawn, unfortunately. So, I prefer this spawn because I can do exactly what we're doing now. And that is rush down the K line and get to K5, spot anyone that's in that area. If we spot them and they get tagged by everyone that you see and go to camp there at J9, they'll shoot all the people I spot, hopefully, and therefore I'll get a load of assistance. And obviously when you're going for a third mark, that's exactly what you want. You want all the help you can get because you can do loads of your own damage, but then you can also get a load of assists as well, and it will just help along the way. So, this is where the powertrain helps as well, because if we hadn't got the powertrain, we'd probably be doing like 15 here when we're going up the hill, and we're doing nearly 20. That extra 5% horsepower, don't underestimate it, it's lovely. So as we get to the top here, we end up spotting Andre the Giant, and obviously, hull down Andre the Giant, we don't really want to be facing that, because that hurts. This T95 FV4201 pulls around the corner, gets slapped, we end up getting a bit of assistance for it. So, I mean, so far from pushing this position, we've got 687. We've not taken a shot of damage yet. And we've not fired our gun yet, which is lovely. I'm just waiting for this T95 FV201 to push around the corner and give me his drive wheel, really. It's kind of what I want, but he's not playing ball. And here's the Andre. The Andre's pushed up, which is good. That's what we want, because he's a pain in the arse if he stays back, hull down. We get 1 into his tracks, 2 into his tracks. We're keeping him pinned. Unfortunately, he just repairs. It's like, well, I've got 1 more shot left. Let's just try and get it into his side, and we do. And we're up to 1,000 damage there, which is, well, 1,100 from 3 shots ain't too bad. And now there's a VKB pulling up. We're spotting him. He gets unspotted, but we just did get a little bit. So I'm like, okay, let's try and respot him again, see if anyone can blap him. Unfortunately, he's just pulled back behind the ridgeline, which means that he's going to be a little bit difficult for my team to pen. And now this is becoming an awkward prospect. So I decided, you know what? Now we're unspotted. Let's change up the angle of attack and get into a different position to get some shots. So we pull up here. I expected that STRV to die, which happened. We get 1, we get 2 into that guy. Pop a shot at the other STU, hoping to hit him. Unfortunately, don't. And then, unfortunately, we miss on the E50 as well. But we are spotting these guys. As you see, we're up to 2k assists. And if you have people, like I say, shooting from those positions at JK9, and you keep spotting out, you can get a ton of assist. And that is, like I said, really helpful when you're grinding these 3 marks. So we pull around the corner, get lucky, really, that the Andre only tracks us. And we've just got this poor E50 to be able to drop the rest of our clip into, which is nice. We're up to 4.9k damage, sorry. Which means, again, we're above what we need to hold the mark. And we're definitely gaining now. The Andre pulls around the corner, ends up not taking any damage for it. And dropping a shot into us. The VK is doing the same. But he's also giving us a nice shot, which is great. We get 2 into him. We've got 2 left. The T95 FV201 is now YOLOing behind us. We get another 2 into him, auto-aimed. And I'm thinking, well, this is curtains for me now. I've done 4.3k damage. I've done 2.5k assists, so I'm at 6.7k combined again. And I'm thinking, well, this is curtains. But I've moved up a good amount. If I die here, we're all gravy. But we managed to reload and finish him off. And I expected the Andre to come round and finish me off, but he never did. And it's like, well, I've still got chance to do damage then. This is good. The Andre gets slapped by artillery. He's not really focusing on this. We get 1 into his cupola. We get 2 into his cupola. He's driving round. We get lucky that he only does track damage again. And we finish him off with a shot into his side. There, I thought I'd be able to fire quickly into his side before he got a chance to fire, but we did get lucky there that he actually ended up doing track damage only. And we managed to finish him off. So, you look at the numbers now, we're up to 8k combined nearly. So this is enough to go up like 0.8 in the old MOE change, before the MOE changes, which is nice. We get a nice tracking shot into the M60. We get to finish him off as well, which is great. And I'm thinking, should I reload? Am I going to get a chance to shoot at anything else here? I do have it in the back of my mind that I've only got 6 shells of AP left. Which means that if I fire the next clip, the full clip, the likelihood is I'm only going to reload 2 shells. Or have to switch to heat, and I'll probably forget that I've only got 2 shells left, which means I won't switch to fire, which will be a bit of a pain. But, hey-ho, we reload anyway, because we want the full clip for when we come against another tank. And here's a light tank that's coming in. And we get 1 in... Oh, no, we don't get 1 into the back of him. We actually end up missing him, which is just unfortunate. We've only got 3 shells left. We get detectors we pull up. The artillery just misses us, which is very fortunate indeed. There's still 2 TDs left, and the 2 TDs I'm expecting to be at D3, D4, because that's where TDs camp, and I expect them to be there, which is not good. I don't want to really get spotted too much. One of them does get spotted at A5, because the artillery is probably just going to end up blapping us, and I don't want that. But the artillery does get spotted and killed by the 263, which is great. And the light tank is just moving into a position where we can actually get a shot at him. So we get 1 in. We've got 1 left in the clip. We're going to try and get that shot into him. Unfortunately, we snap the shot and miss. And we do remember to switch ammo types here, because otherwise we would have spent the 20 seconds reloading just two shells of AP. So we're reloading the full clip of heat, which is nice to remember. So the SU-101 is spotted over there. He bounces on us. I wasn't too scared of the SU-101 penning us guaranteed, because we saw earlier on that it didn't have the big gun, but fortunately enough, he did bounce anyway. There is the TD that was spotted at A5, the medium tank at the E50 over there, and I'm looking at this game now going, I'm not going to get any more damage. This Manticore is just going to run into my teammates. He's going to get farmed, and he's going to get finished off. This TD is going to be in a position where I can't get any damage off. Just from where our team is, it's just... I'm a bit frustrated at this point, because I'm thinking, if I could just get a little bit more, I probably will get enough. But the Manticore hasn't lost any health, surprisingly, and we managed to get up. Auto-aim a shot at the E4. Unfortunately, he dies just as we do it. We missed the next one with heat. And we just got to get around and hope this Manticore goes up above. And he does. So we get 1 that ends up just damaging his gun. And the second one, which then ends up missing. It's always irritating when that happens. When you end up shooting a light tank and only doing track damage or only breaking the gun or something like that. You're just like, oh, come on. Please. But we're 3 seconds from... This is the benefit of the T57 Heavy, right? We're only 3 seconds from reloading. It's a rapid reload. And we've managed to actually get 1 in again. And we're up to 6.7k damage. I don't know if I'll get another one now, unless he drives out in front of us again. But I'm a bit happy now, because I actually managed to get that 1 shot into him, which is nice. But he's actually driving out in front of us again. And we managed to finish him off for only like 30, but we'll take it. And we finished that game with 6.7k damage, well, 6.8k damage nearly. And there's about 9.3k assist, something like that. That's exactly what we need. That put us up over, well over a percent, where I think it was 1.1%. That put us up for 9.3k assist, which is delightful. We got the 3rd mark of excellence, the ace tank of the 1780 base XP. With the MOE changes we've got now, that 1.1% we got for that amount of damage won't happen again. You'll probably only get about 0.5%. But as always, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.
A great success!